Yo, Wagwan, this is the Sports Time Zone. This is our Friday edition. You know how we do it. Freestyle topics. Yours truly, brother. I know I'm seeing out of the building. Also, my co-host, Holla.
Man, it's your boy 512 Kelvo, man, out here. You know what I'm saying? It's another blessed day with my brother Noomsy, man. We about to get this Freestyle Friday kicked off, man. We about to get it popping. Man, it's good to see you, brother Noomsy, man. It's been good to see you, man. It's been a minute.
It's
You
been a
know,
minute. We back though. Good to see you too, and also good to see that you made it another year around the planet, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to my boy 512 Kelvo celebrating another year around the planet. He just turned 18 years old, ladies and gentlemen. The boy is legal now. The boy legal. I can't go and do thing now. So shout out my boy Kelvo. Yo, shout out Elena Parker in the comments. Elena from Louisiana. Say happy birthday to my boy Kelvo. Y'all come in. Everybody who come in this chat, y'all better say happy birthday to Kelvo in the comments. Y'all show some love to my brethren. Also, salute to my producer, Q the Beat. He might pop in. You never know. You know Q on Fridays. Like he might just pop in. He just might not. You might see him, might not. Shout out to my boy TZ Dave.
TZ.
Yeah, Diesel Greasel, Pressure, the whole Sports Time Zone family. But yeah, Kelvo, man, you know how we do it on Friday. Last time we had a really pretty dope Friday show, man. I think we did some numbers. I checked the numbers on it. I think it's up to like 100, somewhere pretty close to it. So let's keep those numbers going. Make sure y'all hit that like, share, subscribe. Kelvo, tell them where the IG is in case they ain't hit us on IG yet.
It's at sports time _ zone. You know what I'm saying? Tap in with us on the IG. Tap in with us on Facebook, YouTube. Man, we on Twitter. We got a Twitter, right?
Yes, sir. We do got that Twitter. Same thing. Sports Time Zone. We got a Twitter there. TikTok, Sports Time Zone. We on all that. We on all that. So
yes,
yeah,
sir.
Appreciate that. We got the birthday cakes coming through for you, Kelvo, on the comments. Elena Parker said she sent her little birthday cakes, and then Sonia Johnson, also out of Louisiana, she sent you the happy birthday vibes too.
Shout out to the boot. Thank you. Much appreciated.
You got some roots in the boot, don't you?
Yeah. My dad's side of the family is Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? So Doosan, Louisiana, what's up? You know what it is? I got some kin folks out there in Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where the boys be shooting. You know what I'm saying?
Doosan.
So,
shout out. Yes. Oh, cousin Noomsy came through too, and you see what she said there.
Man, appreciate that. Cuz need to come on the show. Where's she been in my head?
Yeah, we wait. We need you back, especially. I think her Jets just pulled off a dub too, so we gotta get you back out here, cousin Noomsy. We'll soon call you, man. I'll give you a call after the show so we can set up real soon, real soon. But let's dive straight into it, man. Kelvo, this Friday edition, we're gonna mix it up. We got a little bit of mostly sports, but we also gonna do a topic that I mentioned it and I brought it up on one of my 2-minute turn-ups on one of our prior shows, where I know you don't know too much about this, Kelvo, but these drug boats that are coming into the United States waters, coming from these other countries, they say they got drugs on the boats and they try to get them here, are now being hit with airstrikes by U.S. jet fire. So no more of the days of when these boats would come in and they would get seized by the Coast Guard and taken into custody. That's done. Now they just straight dropping bombs on them. Remember, hey, Kelvin, remember we did the last show and Q said they doing that Call of Duty shit? he said America, they basically practicing on these drug boats and just dropping bombs. Like this. Now, all jokes aside, this is kind of like this is a polarizing topic because there's some people that feel like, all right, well, you bringing drugs into the country, play at your own risk. You get bombed, you get bombed. And this die every day, B. It's that. But then you also got people that say, yo, this is inhumane. You literally out here murdering people. Like, it's not like you trying to seize the contraband or just stop the drugs from coming in. It's one thing to to make the boat non-functional. But it's another thing to keep bombing until you know everybody's dead on the boat. So that part of it's a little bit wild. Kelvo, I know you don't know much about it, but I think we got a clip. Let's see if we can run the clip of what they had to say about this, because there's also talk that the person in the military who ordered the strikes was basically heard saying, kill them all. I don't know how true that is, but if that's true, then that makes it look even a little bit more questionable. Like, what's your goal here? Are you trying to kill people, or are you just trying to stop the drugs from coming in? But go ahead, Kelvo, run that clip.
Yeah, let me get through.
Oh, yeah. Get through that, because this is really interesting, ladies and gentlemen. As y'all watch this, y'all draw your own conclusion and let us know how you feel.
Let's get it.
Go ahead.
We good?
Yeah, we straight. Sound good.
Controversial second military strike on a suspected drug boat.
Some lawmakers critical of Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's role in that attack. CBS News correspondent Jared Hill has more from New York.
Peppered with questions on Capitol Hill.
Do you accept responsibility for the incident, sir?
U.S. Navy Admiral Frank Mitch Bradley told lawmakers behind closed doors that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth did not issue an order to kill them all, as reported in the Washington Post, regarding this military strike on an alleged drug boat. But after watching for the first time the controversial second hit, Democrats held on to concerns.
Okay, pause it right there, Kelvo. Pause it right there.
I've seen in my
moment. Got it.
So this is where I want us to kind of regroup. So they said a second strike. That means they struck the boat one time and it incapacitated the boat. The boat was no longer able to move. It was actually sinking. And then they said that the people who were on the boat had basically gave up and was like surrendering. Like, okay, we give up. We're done. We waving, whatever. And then they ordered a second strike on the boat. So, Kelvo, what does that intent look like to you, just based on where we are right now? The first strike incapacitated the boat, so no longer a threat for the drugs to get here anymore. The passengers on the boat giving up, waving their arms, we surrender, and they strike them again. What's your thoughts on that? What side of the fence or what side of the coin are you on so far before we go through the rest of the clip?
Man, it's definitely definitely some real savage type stuff, I mean, man, it's really all I can say. It's just like head shaking, you just the only thing I can think is like, definitely sending a message to
It's what Cousin Noopsy just said that. That's exactly
but my thing is it's like, I don't know, man. It just doesn't seem right. Like I get it, but at the same time, it's like
they surrendering, Kelvo. Like that's what's like you in battle, you in combat with somebody, and they wave the white flag, and it's like, okay, I give up, I surrender. They drop to their knees, put their hands up, and you walk up and headshot.
See, I'm looking at this from like the mindset of Trump, which is hard for a lot of us to do. He seems like the type of person that'd be like, yeah, if they got drugs, kill them. Like that seems like something Trump would do.
He said it. He came out and said it. He was like, yeah, he stood behind these strikes. He actually said, this is the way we supposed to do it. If you come into our waters, we gonna kill you. But
now, here's the thing, it's the democracy thing that is getting people all up in arms, because at the end of the day, these guys, they're coming to do harm. They're coming to distribute drugs, which more than likely is going to affect the Black community and the Hispanic community.
Good point.
So it's kind of weird because it's like, in a way, he's kind of like looking out for us. But at the same time, it's like, bro, you going about it like really cutthroat, really 1500 type like way, like, what I'm saying, like it's not a good look.
He's massacring people.
I wouldn't do it. I would, if it was me, I would go to war with the cartels. Like I would send the army and get everybody involved. Like let's just take them out, like instead of just
going that route. Well, they're not done. let's see what else they had to say. Now the Democrats, obviously, they're not feeling none of that. So
Right.
they got a lot to say about that. Hold on. Cousin Noopsy says that she agrees with you 100%. Okay, so she with you on that. All right, go ahead and run the rest of the clip, Kelvo.
Bet.
My time in public service. You have two individuals in clear distress without any means of locomotion, with a destroyed vessel, who were killed by the United States.
2 survivors shipwrecked after the first strike were killed in the second, prompting questions about whether that attack was legal. Some Republicans argue it was justified.
I saw 2 survivors trying to flip a boat loaded with drugs bound for the United States back over so they could stay in the fight. And potentially, given all the context we heard, of other narco-terrorist boats in the area coming to their aid.
Amid growing questions surrounding the
Hold on a
mission
second,
and
Kelvo.
Hegseth's
Yeah,
role
let's
in it,
pump our
earlier
brakes
this
on
week,
that
the
right
defense
there again. So you heard the response from the other side. So first, you heard one side of it. You heard the Democrats saying, yo, you just basically murdered these people. You know what I'm saying? This person was incapacitated. He gave up and y'all murdered him. And then on the other side, you hear the Republicans saying, nah, what I saw was somebody who was trying to fix his boat, get it flipped back over so he could complete the mission and wait for other boats to come and aid him. Now I don't know what side of that sounds. Well, I know what side of it sounds crazier. I ain't gonna say it because I'm not gonna align myself with no political affiliation.
Right.
But one of those sounds kind of batshit crazy, and one of them sounds a little bit more realistic, like what happened. But again, I'm not making I'm not calling. I'm just saying this is what it looks like. Also, Cousin Noopsy says, but wait, why are we having so much sympathy with this? Because it's just
She's cooking right now. She must be in the kitchen right now. She cooking, bro. She cooking right now because she's just making some good points right now.
She is. Yo, that's a good point because we got issues going on right here. But again, this is my point with this. If they deem it okay to basically kill drug pushers or people who's bringing drugs in, who's to say that they're not gonna come right here? They pull you over and got a little something in your whip that you might not supposed to have, and they just find means to murk you, because it just doesn't end where you see it on these boats. This is just the beginning. Like we always say on this show, Kelvo, even when we were saying about the robots, then you know what I'm saying, it always starts with something small, but then they end up turning it into something bigger.
Oh, yeah.
So I can see them using this as something to spill over right here into our own country to say, okay, well, we can start walking in these trap houses and just start slaughtering everybody in it.
Yeah.
Who's to say they can't, you know what I'm saying, Kelvo? Who's to say they can't walk into a trap house where they cooking up the dope in our community, where they, get the dope out on the street and just come in there and just start mass genocide? If they starting with the drug boats, who's to say they're not going to do it right here?
Right. And that's a good point. That's where that's where it comes to like the power aspect of it. Like you said, we starting here, but I could see it more from an aspect of just from my understanding is when shit starts going down in the cities, who's to say that they don't start bringing the drones out, and just start hitting boys, like you said.
Yeah.
But my thing is just, it's just really sketchy because we all watched the video. I can't really see drugs or anything because it's thermal, what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's and
do we even know if it's drugs on there? Do we even know if it's really drugs that's even on there? Or if they
and I've heard, this might have been related to this or a separate instance that they've been hitting some civilians too. They've hit civilians by accident, people fishing and stuff like that. And we already seen, I don't know if you've seen this, but with the whole ICE thing, side note, they're out there grabbing people with their papers. Just, they're just grabbing Mexicans. So it's when I see that and then I see this, it's what I'm saying? It's kind of I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got your ICE boys out here taking Mexicans who have their papers and they just taking them because they Mexican. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, so it's really sketchy, and definitely not a good look.
It does make us. It
It's
makes
hard to prove
us
too.
look bad as a country. Go ahead, Kelvin.
No, but to tap in on what Cuz was talking about, why do we, if these people were holding drugs, asterisks,
Yeah,
why do we care? They were, what I'm saying, like, they're
right.
drug dealers. They're coming over here to destroy the community. But it's just kind of sketchy because it's hard to say. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if these people did or if they didn't. But homeboy talking about go ahead and off them, that's wild.
That is crazy work. That's crazy talk. Let's finish out the clip, Kelvo.
Tenfold.
Defense Secretary said he witnessed the first strike but left the room before the second one.
Admiral Bradley made the correct decision to ultimately sink the boat and eliminate the threat.
I just want to pause it. This guy looks like a douchebag. Just look at him. Just look at this guy, bro. They're killing this guy on South Park.
Oh, man.
This guy looks like a dude.
He does
looks
look
like
kind of crazy.
But he just looks like a douche.
Oh,
all right, here we go.
Democrats are now pushing for Admiral Bradley to testify publicly.
And that was Jared Hill reporting for us this morning from New York. And as all of that was playing out in Washington, the U.S. military carried out another airstrike on a suspected drug boat, this time in the Eastern Pacific. 4 people on board died in that attack. The U.S. Southern Command confirms the strike in a social media post and also released this video right here of the incident. According to that post, intelligence officials confirmed the boat was in fact carrying illegal drugs and traveling along a known narco trafficking route.
All right, I don't want to hear no more. We're done. We're done, chat. So they say intelligence confirmed. Intelligence are basically the same people that are working for the person that ordered the strikes. So they can say anything that's going, just because they say, oh, we have confirmed that there were drugs on there. Well, why they ain't show? Like, where did we couldn't see no drugs there? You just blew the boat to smithereens. What did y'all do? Go jump into the water and swim and find how did y'all
at least try to confiscate something? I mean, I know you blew it to smithereens, but bring me a burnt bag or something. Like, show me something, bro.
Oh,
just give me a little bit of peace of mind. Like, okay, you're not just out here hitting people, but I mean, one of those things where it's like, bro, you just gotta go off what they say. They said they were on a drug route. I don't know. I'm not out there. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just not a good look. If you voted for Trump, it is not a good look for you right now.
Yeah, that's crazy work, man. Y'all drop in the comments how y'all feel about that. Like, share, subscribe, and Cousin Noopsy says, yo, son, the intel is a hell of a truck. Yeah, that's real talk. But again, we don't know where this intel coming from. We just got to trust the source that it's coming from, and that's hard for a lot of us to do for obvious reasons. Now, let's move on, though, man. There's a lot. What else is going on? Sports is going on, as a matter of fact. And we were just talking about, let's start this out with NCAA, man. I want to get this off my chest real quick, Kelbo. Let's just go ahead and let's address the elephant in the room. As y'all can see, my Miami Hurricane behind me. Yeah. The NCAA college football playoffs are coming up. And Kelbo, I don't know if you can pull up the brackets of the teams that are actually in right now, just off to the side somewhere. But I'm gonna address this real quick because I know a lot of people been hearing me talk about it on my 2-minute turn up also. But the NCAA tournament or college football tournament is starting, and my Miami Hurricanes were left out of the college football playoffs. We had finished with a record of, was it 12-2, if I'm not mistaken? I know we lost 2 games.
10-2.
And we did lose to 2. Yeah, 10-2. Okay, we lost to 2 unranked teams. There's no excuse for that. There's no way us as a powerhouse team should ever lose to teams that are not even ranked, especially when we are supposed to be a national championship status caliber team. And we lost to 2 teams that were unranked. But the team that actually got in, that moved ahead of us, that got into the playoffs, is a team that we beat. So All right, let's look at that. Oregon, let's look at Notre Dame. Notre Dame is the team I'm talking about. I'm just going to get straight to it. Notre Dame. Now, Kelbo, who are Notre Dame's losses? If you could find that for us. I'm
It's
only
Miami,
saying that because
they lost to Miami and A&M.
Miami and Texas A&M. Texas A&M's record is what?
11-1. We beat the brakes off of them.
And A&M lost to y'all, and y'all didn't make the playoffs, right?
Yeah, because we lost to Florida because head coach didn't want to run the ball. But we'll talk about that later.
So right, and so I'm basically saying all that to say, I know a lot of y'all may not know too much about football, so I'm going to explain this and break this down into a very simple way so y'all can understand why Noomsi is a little bit upset about this. The team that we beat got into the playoffs, but we didn't get into the playoffs because we lost to two unranked teams. They lost to a team that is pretty good, and then they also lost to us. So what the committee is saying is that it comes down to the fact that Notre Dame lost to better teams than we lost to, even though one of the teams they lost to was us. So you're basically like, it doesn't really make any sense to me how you're penalizing us. Because think about it, Kelvin, Miami is now being penalized for beating Notre Dame because it's because we beat them and it makes them look better because they lost to a better team. And again, we lost to two bad teams. I get that. But to put Notre Dame in makes absolutely no sense at all. It doesn't make any earthly sense. You could have put I would have rather they put y'all in, Kelbo. I would rather they put anybody else in. Except that's like a slap in the face to us. What are your thoughts about that? And do you see any way that college football can be fixed? Because I don't think I'm gonna let you go off in a minute, Kelbo, but let me say one more thing. I think that college football has thoroughly screwed up the football playoffs. Y'all not getting it right because you're not getting the best teams in there. You're penalizing some teams for losing against other teams, and then the team that they lose it, like you're rewarding some teams for losing against a team that didn't get in. So you're screwing up the end of the season, and you also screw up the beginning of the season because you have teams ranked before you even start the season. And every year in the first week, these top-ranked teams get knocked off. So you're rewarding teams before they even show you what they can do. So you're starting the season all wrong with the wrong teams, and then you're ending the season with the wrong teams because you're penalizing teams for beating teams that get in. It makes no sense to me, Kelbo. That's all I wanted to say on that for now, but go ahead.
So this is the thing that you need to be. This is what the problem with I personally think is football. It's not the NFL. So there's different tiers. You know what I'm saying? And we all know how the conferences rank. It's the SEC. It's the Big Ten.
Big Ten.
And you have ACC and Big 12 are kind of like right in the between, and then you have everybody else under that. So the problem is when people start looking at strength of schedule, it just starts getting weird because the level of competition varies throughout all the different conferences. But the one thing I would say for you is what you should probably be paying attention to is Texas Tech plays BYU. And BYU is ranked number 11th.
True.
So if BYU beats Texas Tech, they're going to get in and they're going to push Notre Dame out.
Yeah.
But if Texas Tech beats BYU, they're going to push Miami up. And then from what the college people are saying, or particularly, people on ESPN, because the problem is they're not looking at Notre Dame and Miami side to side because BYU's right here. So If BYU loses, then they're going to have to look at them side to side and say, okay, because they've already pulled up the schedules. The strength of schedule is the same. The rankings are the same. So eventually what you want is for Texas Tech to beat BYU. Miami will slide up, and then they're going to have to say, okay, who do we want? And then at that point, they're going to have to look at it head to head, which will then eventually hypothetically should put Miami in. But to answer your question, yes, the system is college football is all backwards, just like you said with the rankings, but also everything's really bunched up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the signing period is going on right now. People are trying to get recruits while at the same time prepare for the playoffs. It's all jacked up. And then some of these dudes are going to go to the NFL, and they're not even going to be 100% going to the league. But Miami, they definitely are getting the sad end of the shovel. And like we were looking at on the last bracket, it's the conference champions. Like I said, the conferences. The conferences is what's throwing it off. Because here's another thing: Virginia and Duke play. Duke is 7-5. If Duke beats Virginia, and a 7-5 team gets into the college football playoffs,
oh my God, they're going to change something.
Yeah, people are going to lose their mind because it's off the conferences. But like I was saying, this is what they should do, in my opinion. Just get rid of the conferences.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I'm saying? It's just it putting the playoffs eliminates it. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes it irrelevant because Alabama, here we go right here. Alabama's got to play Georgia, hypothetical, right? This is what has to happen tomorrow. They already beat Georgia. But if they play Georgia again and lose, they're going to get out of the playoffs. And people are going to look at that and say, why did these guys got to leave when they beat a top 3 team and they made it to the conference championship? So it's a mess. We can go on with this forever and forever, but in my opinion, they're just going to have to get rid of the conference championships. Yeah. And certain teams aren't just going to be able to get in because the level of competition that these guys play is just, what I'm saying? Like, people know if Virginia, who's ranked number 18th, if they get in, they're going to get dog walked in the first round. And if you really want the best teams to play, the best teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to eliminate. We got to do away with the conference championships. We just got to go strictly off the rankings and strength of schedule. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But these games, they bring in billions of dollars. So somebody's always going to be complaining. Somebody's always going to be upset. It's a shit show, man.
And I'm with you too. Partially, I'm with you on getting rid of the conference championship game, but I ain't even really too mad at that. More so than the fact that how in the hell do you have an ACC championship game with Miami not in it? Like Duke playing against Virginia in the ACC, like the way they even come about the conference championship games are flawed. Because like you said, if we're just going to go by strength, just the best teams, who are the best teams? We're going off records, overall records. Then the 2 teams in the ACC with the best overall records should be in the playoffs. Not the teams with the best conference records. That makes, because you know what I'm saying, conference, you can't really gauge it because the level of competition within that conference isn't the same as it is abroad, outside of the conference. So they're messing that up. So having an ACC championship game where you have a 7-5 team that's in there, not even ranked nationally, but then you have an ACC team that's like a top 10 team mostly all season long, and they don't get in, and they have a better record than that 7-5 team. Because
they're on the other side of the conference, they get the shitty end of the stick.
They get the other crappy end. And then too, we got to stop acting like the ACC is just some trash ass football. Now I know ACC is more so a basketball conference, but Virginia's been pretty good for a while. Miami, we've been pretty good for a while. We have a pretty decent history. Virginia Tech, even at times, have been playing elite football. So if we're going to act like the ACC is poo-poo and you got just one ACC team in the entire playoffs, but you got like 3 SEC teams, the rest of them are Big Ten. Come on, man.
Come on, man. Don't start this, man.
It smells funny.
The ACC is weak, bro. I'm sorry to tell you this, bro.
I know. I'm not saying compared to the other conferences, I'm just saying they're not trash. We're not like like one of these Pac-13 conferences or the pineapple conference of whatever. Like, some of these conferences that just have absolutely nothing. Like, we gotta stop acting like that with the ACC.
Clemson and Florida State having a horrible year did not help the ACC at all. People thought Clemson was going to go crazy this year, and they straight crashed and burned.
They did. They're having a bad year. But
Florida State started off hot, and then they dropped.
If the ACC, and shout out to Uncle Luke, he said this on his podcast. If the ACC use their basketball leverage and their basketball cachet and pull to motivate the NCAA football committee into giving the ACC more respect, they might be able to do that. But I'm with you. People are going to always look at the ACC like they don't even belong in football. But like you said, there's the Clemsons, there's the Florida States, there's the Miamis, there's the Virginias. We have decent years, but I mean, hell, the LSU ain't a good team every year. Shout out to the Boot, and all my people from Louisiana, but it's not like LSU every single year is this juggernaut squad. They're in the SEC.
Got a whole bunch of dogs in the SEC, though.
That's true. That is true.
I'm gonna run through all the teams that were ranked: Texas A&M, Alabama, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Georgia, LSU. That's 7 teams right there.
Yeah, you're right. I think Miami's gonna have to leave the ACC.
I mean, and this is what I'm saying. You got to get rid of the conferences. Because with the NIL, now that we got money involved and dudes can go wherever they want to go, it's like, bro, I'm going to go where the money is.
Wherever the money, So just get rid of conferences.
And I'm going to go to wherever I can get the most attention. People know I'm either going Big Ten or I'm going SEC. So my thing is, man, let's just do away with all the conferences.
Make it wide open.
Yeah, make it wide open and just have everybody just play everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you think you live? All right, we'll pick your opponents. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Like, we'll go off of the past previous like 5 to 7 years of as far as record wise, and we'll match the teams up with that. You know what I'm saying? Let's have Alabama play Ohio State. Let's have Penn State play Texas. Let's have Miami play
USC. Let's play USC and see what's going down. You know
what I'm saying? Oregon play Texas Tech, A&M. You know what I'm saying? Just mix it up. Just make it wide open, bro, because the conferences along with the NIL it's gonna ruin it. Because it's if I'm a high schooler, I'm not trying to go to the ACC unless you're from that area. Or if they're the only people recruiting me. If you give me an opportunity to go to either one of the 5, if I'm getting offers from 3 or 4 teams out of all the conferences, I'm gonna look in SEC or Big Ten, because one, that's where the most people out of the NFL are coming. Mm-hmm. That's where the most national televised games are, and that's where the most
you know what? You make a lot of sense, Kelvo, because when you think about it, Miami and Florida State, 90% of their recruits are from Florida. Like, they get all of their recruits from right there. So they can't lure someone from California or someone from Texas or they're going to choose like Auburn or Alabama, or the only players that thank God that Miami just happens to breed a lot of great NFL talent, because we don't have to go outside of Miami or outside of Florida to get our talent. But that's a big part of the reason, is because talent from other states are going to choose those SEC schools. They're going to choose those Big Ten schools. They're not going to choose the ACC school. And then they got to come and compete with some hometown boys from Florida to compete, to play on a team that might not even get ranked because they don't have a good conference. So what you said makes a lot of sense. And I completely agree with you on that. I just feel like they need to fix it. They got to fix the preseason. They shouldn't rank any team at all until like week 5 or 6. And then just get rid of conferences. Let's find out who is good, what teams are what. And then after week 5, then you rank them, and then no conferences, and let everybody just go at it. So
just make it one big gumbo pie. Everybody's got to see everybody.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm saying?
that's
Straight
a
up.
good point. That's a good point. All my college football fans, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and drop in the comments how y'all feel about the college football playoff whole process and how that works out. Let us know how you feel about that. Yeah, you want to switch over to NBA, Kelvo?
Let's hit it. Let's get it.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
let's talk a little bit of NBA ball, man. One thing that you brought up before the show started, we was talking about the Chris Paul situation. For those
Right.
of us who don't know about it, go ahead and tell the people, let them know what's going on with Chris Paul, veteran point guard formerly for the Los Angeles Clippers.
So Chris Paul apparently just got booted from the LA Clippers, just unexpectedly. Apparently, a lot of people by surprise. You know, for those who don't know, he's a Hall of Fame worthy point guard for the Hornets. He made his name with the Clippers during the Lob City years, and apparently Chris Paul's been kind of hard to work with through the years, and looks like the chicken just came home to the roost. People were just getting tired of him. Him and Tyronn Lue, who is what some people would say is like a top 10, top 5 coach in the league. They weren't even on speaking terms. So
I heard that too.
It's not a good look for Chris because you know, this is a Hall of Fame point, and some people are kind of like, you know, what's going on. My thing is this, you know, if you're getting just kicked out the back door like this, something really had to be going on. Like, because you just don't do somebody like you do like an undrafted guy who's been in the G League. You do something like that, but you're not going to. Yeah, man. He helped put the Clippers back on the map. Him and Blake Griffin. You know, it's just really scary.
Yeah, that's part of what I was gonna start off with saying. But yeah, good stuff on that, Kelvo. Basically, what you saying is 100% spot on for what happened. But one part that I heard about, which was kind of crazy, is it happened in the middle of the night, like 3 o'clock in the morning, while everybody was sleeping. They basically released him. He came to work and they told him basically, we don't need your services anymore. You've been released. So I think handling it like that was kind of disrespectful. I mean, if he's just no longer contributing to the team, I get it. Physically is one thing, but a locker room presence is supposed to be something different. That's kind of what I thought he was there for. And to your point, he brought the team back to relevance. Before Chris Paul came out there with Lob City and Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan and all those boys, before that, they were trash. They was trash for a long, long time. The Clippers were like the laughing stock of the NBA. I know a lot of y'all young cats, Gen Zers, y'all may not be old enough to remember how when the Clippers were like a joke. They were the joke franchise of the NBA. Chris Paul came there and made them relevant.
Real talk.
And and for them to handle it like that, just to get rid of him. And I can see if you got an issue with the coach, all right, then that's something that
he was only getting like 6 minutes a game or something like that from what I was seeing from his stats. That could have been an issue. But even then, bro, you're not talking. They're saying you ain't talking to the coach like for weeks. Like, what's going on? Like,
yeah, that's crazy. That part is crazy.
How's film room going? How's practice going? Like, you just not speaking to the brother? You like, we just gonna not talk to each other, huh? We just gonna practice and we just ain't gonna speak.
I thought he was gonna be the perfect locker room guy for that team. But to your point, also, the rumors about Chris Paul for years have been like he was a tough person to get along with. But so is Kobe. Rest in peace. A lot of people said that about Kobe. A lot of people said that about Shaquille. A lot of people said that about Jordan. A lot of people say that about some of the great players from that era, is that they were, and he just may have been the last of one of those type of players, because the new age of the NBA and the new leaders that you see now, like except for maybe Giannis a little bit, but LeBron and Halliburton and who did some of the other young leaders that are leaders now, Carl Anthony and
Jokic,
Joker, Steph Curry. You know, these guys, they have likable personalities. They're not the kind of guys that's gonna tell you to get off your ass in practice or cuss you out in practice and call you Charmin. Remember Kobe was busting everybody ass in practice, and he was going in on Nick Young, on all them boys. He called all them boys soft. He said, y'all ain't shit. Like, he's in there just dropping buckets on everybody in practice.
Talking trash to the GM during at the same time.
Yeah. You don't really see that type of leader in today's game. So Chris Paul, I think, being a part, like one of the last of that kind of mold, I think just didn't sit well with that transition of the new style of players and the new style of coaches. You remember Tyronn Lue and Chris Paul they were in the league at the same time.
No, I think Tyronn Lue was in the league. Yeah, he was, but Tyronn Lue was in the league longer before him. But yeah,
before. Yeah.
At the same time. He was on the Lakers in that 2000 championship.
He was. And remember, Chris Paul was, I think during that period, I think he was still in
Wake Forest. He might have just been getting the Wake Forest. I think Chris Paul came in like 05, 06.
Somewhere around there. Somewhere around there. But I do know that there was a period where I think Tyronn may have been on his way out. Chris Paul was on his way in. Right. So Chris Paul is more, I could see him being like, shit, what can you tell me? I've been doing this at a higher level, but you got to get along with the coach. Shout out to Chris Paul, man. He was about to retire at the end of the season anyway.
That's what makes it look even worse. Last year, bro, and they just stooped to.
They pulled the chair from out under him right before.
Side note. I don't know. I think I brought this up. Chris Paul was dating one of the Kardashians at a point in time.
Oh,
NBA players date the Kardashians. Their career goes straight to the trash, bro.
Okay, yeah.
Stay away from these Kardashians, bro. I don't know. The rumor came out that he was hitting one of the Kardashians. I think it was Kim at a point in time. And I
wouldn't doubt it.
It's like, dog, that's why you kept getting injured in the Western Conference Finals at the worst times. Now you're suffering for these horrible sins that you committed. When you mess with these soulless chicks, you pay in the long run. Now look at you, bro. They were supposed to put your name up in the Raptor, dog, and you just got kicked out the back door. Like in the morning.
I thought he was gonna make a run. See, can you pull up where he stands on all-time assists on the side there? Because I know he was I think he was about to pass somebody, but now I don't think there's a chance because he was set to move up. I think this season, if he played a certain amount of minutes, when I did the calculations of, okay, well, if he plays this amount and just goes on with his average of how many assists he averaged in the last 5 years, he would have passed somebody. So I thought maybe.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he wasn't about to pass up Stockton, but he ranks. I'm about to pull it up real quick.
Yeah, not Stockton. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to catch John Stockton. I just don't think that's possible. There's nobody. I just don't see nobody getting that many assists.
He ranks second all time.
Oh, so he's behind Stockton. So that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that
he's
case,
3,000 assists behind him, though.
3,000?
Yeah. 3,000.
So basically, he would have had to play like another 2 years.
I don't know how many assists you can get in a season, but I'm gonna say 3 to 5. 15,000 assists is crazy, dude.
It's 82 games, and let's say Chris Paul let's say he gets not 8 assists a game, because I mean he's 8 assists, 82 games, and 8 assists a game.
Real quick, hold up.
So how many seasons would it have took him to catch John Stockton? I've always wondered, and that's pretty close. 3,000 is close. Nobody has gotten that close.
82 games. If he plays all 82 games,
yeah,
8 assists is only 656 assists.
Wow.
And then, so you got people got to make the shots. You know what I'm saying?
That just put in more context of John Stockton's record, dog. Like,
it would take him literally 5 years. It would take him 5 years to
to
5
catch
years,
John Stockton.
2008 and 280 assists, and he would still be behind them barely. Nah, he would probably beat him in 5 years. But dude, that just shows you,
Yeah,
how crazy John Stockton and Karl Malone were, bro. You got 15,000 assists, bro.
that's ridiculous. That's
crazy.
that's why I say I don't think nobody's ever going to catch or beat that record. But Chris Paul was the closest thing to John Stockton from this generation of point guards. So shout out to Chris Paul. I heard he got a kid that plays basketball. So hopefully he can channel all his energy and his effort into his kid, a la Carmelo Anthony. Like when they did Carmelo dirty and forced him out the league, he just focused all his energy on his son. And now you see his son flourishing in at Syracuse. So shout out to Chris Paul. Much respect from the Sports Time Zone. What else? Giannis has been talking about he wants out of Milwaukee, and then on top of that, he got injured. But he's been talking all season about wanting out of Milwaukee, right?
Yeah, man. So apparently Giannis just caught a little ankle injury, and him and his team are talking about, what the landscape's looking at. There's rumors going around. Excuse me. The press is asking Doc Rivers, and Doc Rivers, he's like, no, nobody's talked to me. Nobody said anything, but everybody knows that this was kind of inevitable. We were talking about this in the offseason. They were wondering, what were the Bucks going to do to try to keep Giannis, and all they did was sign Miles Turner. So, I mean, that's not enough. Come on. The landing
not gonna make it.
Not at all. The landing spots that I've heard are New York, the Knicks, the Spurs, possibly the Warriors.
Heard that too.
Me personally, I would like to see him go to the Lakers, trade Giannis for LeBron James and Bronny James, and maybe a couple of picks. Get those guys out of there. Let's bring in Giannis. Let's get this chip. But it's going to be an interesting next couple of months. I think Giannis is probably going to get traded. He seems like a loyal type of guy, but at the same
time, TZ Dave. TZ don't want to hear that. Dave, you don't want to hear that. Talk to him, Kelbo. Talk to TZ right now.
The wave is getting in position to win and putting yourself in position to win. The Bucks aren't in position to win, brother. They don't have the assets to make any good trades. They're coming to a point to where they're going to have to reset. And I'll tell you what I think was the beginning of the end. When they freaking fired that one coach, I forgot the brother's name. They were 31-8.
Yeah.
Brought freaking Doc Rivers in, and everything just went downhill from there, bro. It
was their interim coach, because remember they fired Coach Bud, they fired Budenholzer, and then the interim coach took over. And when he took over, those boys was balling. They should have left him as the coach, but the minute they let him go and brought in Doc Rivers, like I said, and I told TZ right here on this show, Doc Rivers was working for ESPN at the time. There wasn't a team that even wanted his services. The last time we saw him, he got forced out of He got forced out of Boston.
Philly.
Oh, Philly. I'm sorry. He got forced out of Philly. It's not like, he just decided to walk away. They didn't want his services. He was working for ESPN in a booth. And for some reason,
it's because Giannis had a problem with the coach.
So they go and get Doc Rivers, who at the time had not coached in like 2-3 seasons. Remember, he was working, it was like 2 years he was with ESPN. And then they decided to dust him off the shelf. And I told TZ, I was like, yo, what the hell are y'all thinking by signing this guy? He ain't coached in 2 years. And the last time he coached, he already showed he can't coach superstars. So I don't know what that was all about. Maybe, like you said, it was Giannis. Giannis probably went into the GM's office. I cannot deal with this shit. Go and get me somebody. Go get me somebody now. And they went out there and they went in panic mode and they brought Doc Rivers in. But yeah, Milwaukee ain't been the same. I think Giannis gonna be out. I would like to throw Miami's name out there in the sweepstakes. There was some talk about Khalil Ware, Tyler Hero, and some draft picks for Giannis. and Miami Heat fans went crazy. They were like, hell no. That's one thing about you Heat fans. Y'all don't want to give up nobody, but y'all want everybody. Whenever there's a trade proposal, they're like, yo, if y'all can get Donovan Mitchell, would you give up Tyler Hero? They was like, hell no, we wouldn't give up Tyler Hero. And I'm like, what the hell? It's like, yo, if we're willing to give you Jesus Christ himself, would you trade Tyler? No, we want to trade. Like, they would not. I swear, Heat fans, y'all are a little delusional. You got to give up something to get something. So
Man,
if
I would give up Bam. I wouldn't like seeing Giannis and Bam on. You got
I
two.
would love to pair them together.
It would be nice, but I don't know, man. I'd
I'd
rather
give up
Tyler and
anybody.
Giannis. Tyler and Giannis.
Yeah, Tyler and Giannis would be good. I think Tyler and Bam together.
Well, actually, you might be onto something though, because I forgot about Norman Powell.
Yeah,
So
Norman's there.
You could get rid of Tyler because I think Norman Powell is highly underrated. He's got that dog in him.
I think
And
he's
there,
better.
Giannis with Bam. But is Bam? Can he be a stretch five? Is he a stretch five type guy, or is he on the block?
That's my concern. I mean, he's played five his whole career until this season. Since we got a real true center, I mean, he could. And you put Giannis next to him, I think at that point they can be positionless. They could be interchangeable. Because I've seen Giannis play five. I mean, not that much, but he's like a stretch five. But Bam, he could be power forward or he can be a five. And he can defend all five positions. Giannis can pretty much defend all five positions. Norman Powell can do the scoring. And Spo, he don't need much of anything else. He'll figure out, he can get some G Leaguers and you can roll them out there and he'll make them a playoff team. When you got a coach like that he can do that. But maybe that works. But New York is the biggest name that I've been hearing about it. But I seriously doubt, I don't know if New York is willing to give up what Milwaukee would want. They would have to give up Bridges. They would They would probably have to give up Carl Anthony.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
They would probably
Towns, Bridges.
They might have to give up OG Anunoby. They're gonna gut them boys for Giannis. Like
they're gonna draw the line. That's where they're gonna draw the line. I'm telling you, they'll do Towns, they'll do Bridges, and they'll probably throw like a bench player in and like 3 first-round picks.
Josh Hart might have to go.
Ooh, I would try to keep Hart too.
Bro. They try to, but Milwaukee is gonna want the King's ransom. That's just wouldn't you if you Milwaukee and somebody wanted Giannis, arguably a top 3 player in this league right now. I'm gutting y'all boys. I want everything. I might ask for Jalen Brunson, even though I know I ain't getting him. I might just ask.
But the thing about that is, that only works when the superstar, is kind of giving like pushback, like if Giannis is like, look, I don't want to be here no more. I'm not going to even step on the floor. Like, y'all need to just go ahead and get with me, like get rid of me. New York will use that to their advantage. Like, look, we talked to him. Our people talk to his people. He doesn't even want to be there. He's not even. He's telling us he ain't even about to suit up. So we're gonna keep these 2 guys. We're gonna give you Towns. We'll give you Bridges, and we're gonna give you about 3 first-rounders, 2 second-rounders, and you can take it, or you can just have this unhappy superstar on the bench, pissing off your fans. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works, bro.
You're right. No, you're right. You look at Jimmy Butler and Pat Riley. Like, look at
everybody thought they was gonna get a King's ransom for Jimmy, man.
Nah, but it worked. It blew up in Pat Riley's face. Just like this could blow up in anything. So it's gonna be real interesting to see. We just gotta monitor and watch Giannis's recovery from this injury. If we see Giannis taking his sweet ass time, well, shoot, I ain't ready to come back.
It was a non-contact injury. That was kind of like, I'm not saying the brother was faking an injury, but I'm like, yo, this is swole, strong brother right here. And he taking a non-contact calf injury. Okay.
And then miraculously, Tyler Hero was a scratch from the game. He has some phantom injury out of nowhere that we don't know where it came from or what happened. He just came from an injury a couple of weeks ago. He didn't have any contact on the court, but he missed the game, and now he's out. Maybe he's being held out for potential. Y'all keep an eye on some of these players around the league. And if they pull up mysterious injuries, it might be a Giannis sweepstake. People might just be holding out for Giannis. But let's move on, man. We rolling through the show. We coming closer to the end. Now, LeBron. Let's talk about LeBron real quick before we get out of here. LeBron James had a consecutive streak. I don't know how many games it was, Kelvo, of his consecutive double figure streak. But LeBron James had a streak where he had consecutive games of double-digit scoring. Any of y'all in the chats, y'all drop in the comments if y'all know how many games that was. And make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Shout out to everybody that just joined us. But that streak had ended yesterday against the last team they played. I'm not sure who it was, but LeBron ended up scoring just 8 points in that game. This is a long time streak. LeBron James scoring double digits was as sure as taxes. Like, now that streak is over. And I told y'all, Noomsy be knowing. Noomsy said going into this season, I said this is most likely LeBron's last season. And now you're starting to see things. Like I said, LeBron is on podcasts now. He drinking wine. He calling women the B word. He going in like LeBron.
But he's calling women
is giving, you know,
calling women the B word. What?
Yo, you gotta see. I'm gonna send you the clip, man. LeBron got sauced up on one of their podcasts. He said, "Man, these bitches is cutthroat." He said, "I'm glad." Hey, LeBron said that. He said, "Man, shoot, I be seeing some of my teammates. They be going through it with these chicks that they dealing with, man." He said, "These are cutthroat." Like LeBron said that on one of the. So now we're seeing on the court that even I'm seeing a different LeBron. I just see a LeBron that's at peace. I see him happy. I see him before the games. He's dancing around. He's bouncing around. He's, you know, playing around with his teammates. He's having a good time. So to me, that's an indication that he might be wrapping it up now because he's not even concerned or caring about win-loss record no more. I'm sure he still wants to win, but
in his mind, he's the GOAT for some reason. But go on.
Yeah, you're right. No, it doesn't weigh on him as much. And now for the first time, I've seen like a sign of him letting up. I mean, I saw like he can't get up the court as fast. You know, you don't get up as high as he did anymore. So he is clearly, you know, he's aging a little bit, but to not score double-digit points for the first time since he was like damn near a rookie, that's wild, Kelbo. You as a Laker fan watching this version of LeBron, what's your thoughts of him, you know, breaking the streak of consecutive games scoring double digits?
Truthfully, I really don't care. I'm happy that he's taken this role, but I just want to give you this stat. His streak was 1,297 games, so 1,297 games he scored more than 10 points.
So what was the date of the last time he didn't score double? I heard it was like 2000 and
it did not.
It did say. Okay, well,
no, actually, my bad. Hold on. It said since 2007 of January 5th, 2007. So it's been almost 20 years.
Damn.
Yeah, but I'm happy that I'm seeing this LeBron. Here's what I think, man. I'm glad that Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic are going crazy. They're almost boys. You know, Luka's doing about 39 or 8 and 9 or something like that. And about 29, 7 and 5. So, you know, what I would like to see is
talk about Reeves. Talk about Reeves.
I want to see LeBron take a back seat. This is what LeBron's been waiting for. AD could not do what Luka's doing. He couldn't just be that dog, that one true option. You know, Mr. Glass. We all know. If some of y'all have heard me reference AD as. You know, I think LeBron is really looking at it like this, man. You know, I got two guys that are going crazy. Let me just do what fit in, get assists, get my little points when I can. I don't need to average 27 a game. But when the playoffs come, don't be surprised if you see a new LeBron, like not a new LeBron, but a re-energized LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's happened the last 3 to 4 years. He's had to exert so much effort and energy. By the time the playoffs comes, he's gassed. So he's kind of just like, let me just take it easy. Let me just go through the motions. Let me get some boards. Let me get some assists. I'll get 15 if I get 20 today. I get 20 if I don't. I don't. As long as we win, we'll be whopped. But when the playoffs come, I'm telling you, LeBron, man, he's probably going to go crazy. Don't sleep on that man's competitive edge. He's one thing I'll give LeBron. I'm not the biggest LeBron fan. He is a smart player. And I think he's finally seen that. Like, I got two guys here that are really going crazy. Like, let me not get in the way of that. And LeBron's smart enough to figure out his role. If Luka and Reeves is going to get me potentially 50 to 70 a game, I don't have to do 25. I can get 15 to 18 and get the bigs involved and do some rebounding and play some defense. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to see, because Austin Reeves, shout out to Austin Reeves, man. The white boy is going crazy. But the only thing is he does every year he gets better and better and better. But in the playoffs, he's been staying the same. So I need Reeves to step it up in the playoffs. Like, it's good to see the brother dropping damn near 30 a game. But when the playoffs come and they start getting physical, bro, I need you to give me at least 25. You know what I'm saying? No more 17, 18. And I need my boy to hit the weights. Get in the weights, man. Get in the weights.
Get stronger. Like Tyler Hero. Tyler came back a little swole. I was like, damn, look, okay, Tyler. But yeah, Austin Reeves.
Go ahead. My bad.
No, you good. I just want to say shout out to Austin Reeves, man, because he was balling and he was on my radar. But it wasn't until you said something before the show when you were saying, yo, Austin Reeves, man, we got to talk about him. And I started looking at his numbers for the last few games. Yeah, he's definitely been balling. So salute to Austin Reeves, man. I was blown away by that. Q, I know you don't like your Lakers right now. Q is still not sold on the Lakers. Q is like, I don't like this Laker team, man. I don't like, I just ain't feeling them, man. I see what they're looking like. So Q, we know that you ain't feeling them, but you got to admit, Luka and Austin Reeves have been balling. Let's see what happens with LeBron in the playoffs, just like Kelvo said. Man, this hour went by quick, and we went a little bit over, but this was a dope show. I'm going to do my little quick 2-minute turn up, and then I'm going to let Kelvo do his 2-minute turn up so that we can let y'all get to y'all Friday night festivities. Y'all probably got drinks y'all want to get to, or y'all probably going out, taking your lady out, whatever. But I just want to say real quick, battle rap community, if y'all are into the URL like I am, tomorrow night, Saturday, it's going to be pretty dope battle between Cassidy and Easy the Block Captain. It's been a lot of back and forth in social media between Cassidy and Easy. Cassidy been exposing Easy, saying that he's not really from Philly, and Easy the Block Captain is calling Cassidy washed up, saying that his 2003 flow is not going to work. And Cassidy is saying, well, your fake drug dealer bars about being from Philly ain't going to work because I know you ain't from Philly. You from Pottsville. So Cassidy's been pulling like high school yearbook pictures and it's been wild, Kelvo. If you ain't seen, go online and check it out. But the battle will be tomorrow. I will be watching it, tuning in. What else? NFL football. We got a big weekend coming up with football, so I'm gonna be watching that. I'll be watching everything that Noomsy likes to do, so I'm gonna be checking that out. That's all I really got for my 2-minute turn up. Kelvo, it's on you, brother. Take us home.
Man, for my 2-minute turn up, man, I don't really got anything wild, you know what I'm saying? But one thing I can say is, man, it's just, man, you got to take every day as a blessing, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that ain't waking up the next day. There's a lot of people going through things that lack the proper necessities, like food, shelter, and raiment. So I would just say, just be grateful for what you have, even if you're not where you necessarily want to be, you're still probably better off than where you once were, you know what I'm saying? And as long as you got some clothes to put on your back and food to eat and a place to rest, you're blessed. So, just stay grateful and, just stay humble, man. And, yeah, I mean, it's wild out here, but, just move with wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Get your workout in and, just enjoy the time that you have and the people that you have it with, for real, because you never know.
That's what's up, Kelvo. That's what's up. I'm gonna be in the gym first thing in the morning too. I'm in there 3 times a week. I'm trying to get up to 5 times a week, but 3 times a week, your boy Noomsy is in at the gym trying to get it together. So y'all make sure y'all eat healthy, do your cardio, check out morning walks with Noomsy.
Hey,
Also,
you need to pull up and get a lift with me, dog. I'm waiting on you, bro. What's up?
we gonna get it in. We gonna, you know what? I'm gonna come to the ATX and we gonna get a workout session in, man. I wish you were coming this weekend into the realm of where we are. My boy Diesel will be performing this weekend. And
let them know where that's gonna be at, just in case they in the San Antonio.
Oh yeah. In case y'all, this is going to be at the Uptown Comedy Stage. My boy Diesel Greasel will be performing down in San Antonio, Texas, at the Uptown Comedy Stage Saturday at 1 p.m. And then he also got another show at 7 p.m. So if y'all looking for some comedy, y'all looking for some laughs, y'all go and check out my man Diesel. He is funny as hell, and I'm always here to support. So that is definitely it. That's our show. Shout out to TZ Dave. Shout out to Q the Beat. Shout out to everybody in the comments that show love. Elena Parker. Shout out to you. Shout out to Cousin Noopsy. Shout out to Sonia Johnson. Shout out to everybody that came through and spread that love. For my co-host, Kelvo512, this is yours truly, host Brother Noomsy. This is our Friday night special, and we are out.
Peace.